joining me. Hi guys, Serena here. Thanks for joining me today on my YouTube channel. Today I wanted to try some papers that I ordered from Jackson's in London, and these are the Khadi papers. They are handmade papers of 100% cotton or acid free, and I did get the A6 size, which is quite a nice size. It's not too big or not too small. It comes with 20 sheets. Let's take a look and see how it performs. Alright, so it's 320 GSM, which means it's quite thick. Now, I like the fact that it has these deckled edges. That's 2 sheets there, but I love the deckled edges. Aren't those great? And it is fairly thick. Now, some of the sheets do have this little line through them, this little press over there, but that's a minor issue. I mean, you can work around it. You can flip it over to the other side and definitely work around that. So that's not going to be an issue. But for today, what I did was I made a little drawing here of a fantasy planet, or what I thought a fantasy, a planet might have on it. And I'm going to play around with some unusual colors, or at least some colors that don't really necessarily go for things like mountains or a lake and clouds. So let's test out the paper and see how it comes out. Alright, so I have the sky, kind of a deep blue. I'm kind of working sideways here, so it's going to be a little hard for me to do this. But I want the sky to be quite a deep color here of the blue on the top. And work its way down. Almost wonder if I should have used a frisket for this. And work its way down to a lighter color, almost like a sky blue or a light blue as it goes down. But I want to keep a darker color up top. Keep that quite dark. And keep it wet. Keep it going wet. And I think what I'll do as I'm working on this is to play some maybe natural sounds and kind of skip through this part a little quicker if I can, so that it's not as boring for you and it goes a little quicker. Let's let that dry for a while. While I let the sky dry, I'm going to pick up the color of what will be the clouds in the little body of water down here. Now, since this is on a different planet, it's not going to be what we think of as a beautiful blue lake. We're going to have some very strange colors on this planet, and so that's why you'll see me putting in some very strange colors. So I'm going to add a little bit of almost like a nauseating green here. Let that blend in on the edges. Hopefully that will make more sense as I color the clouds a similar color. But very strange planet. Now, see that little tick there, that little, let's say, that looks like it wants to come off, but it doesn't. It's molded into the paper. So you do have some irregularities in this paper. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it's going to be. You're not going to have perfect paper, and that's the beauty of it. It's going to look handmade, and that's what you want if you're getting a paper like this. It's really a wonderful, wonderful texture. This is the rough texture, and it might be too rough for most people, especially if you are working with pen and ink along with your painting. I found it a little bit catching on my pen, and it wanted to make the pen go in kind of different directions, but I worked around it. Some of the fun of watercolor is just letting it go and seeing what it actually does by itself. What is it? What surprises are you going to get? It's buckling a little, I see. I don't know if it'll dry out flatter, but we'll see. We'll learn together, see what it's like. My inclination was to tape it down. I always like to tape down my paper, but with the deckled edges, I thought that might pull too much of it up, and I really didn't want to do that. We'll let that dry for a while. It's going to take a moment. I don't know if I'd want to live on a planet like that. I think it would be like, I don't know, sickening. After with the sky, it almost looks like that sick color when you have some bad storms rolling through, and the sky turns that yellow, green color, and you know those are the really bad storms. Well, I'll tell you, I really do like this paper. It's got a very nice feel to it when I'm working on it. The roughness really fools you. It looks very rough, and yes, it will catch your pen if you're working with ink, but I really like the texture. It's got a nice texture, and you can't beat those deckled edges, really. So I really would definitely recommend this. It's fun to work with. Get a hold of it if you can. I know it's a little bit scarce. Sometimes they're often out of stock, or out of the stock of the size you want. I lucked out on the A6. This was the last one left that I could get, besides some really expensive sheets. But these are rather reasonable. I think I paid like $6 for them, and there's 20 sheets, so it's kind of nice. But definitely recommend it. Well, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Bye now.